Tracy, I wanted to segue into this data I saw regarding rent in Albuquerque.
Okay.
And actually, it's national data. It comes from Apartment List, and they track what properties rent for in just every market in the country. And one of the things that jumped out at me is Albuquerque is actually had the highest increase in rental prices in the last year.
Wow. We've heard a lot of people talking about that.
We have. I mean, I've talked to people
with rents rising $200 a month. Some of them.
Yeah, I've talked to people that are renters, and they're just going, I can't like pay rent. I mean, I just can't. I work full time, and I just so it's tough, and unfortunately, I don't think it's getting any better. It doesn't appear to be. Just give you some of the numbers here. In year over year, we've seen a 23% increase, according to Apartment List, in rent in Albuquerque. Rental rates. You compare that to home prices. We've been talking about home prices going up so much in the last year, which is probably closer to 14, 15, 16%, which is huge. But rents going up 23%? That's a big move.
It is. I've got to hope that some of that is just catching up, because we know as property managers ourselves, we're pretty bad about raising rents.
Absolutely.
And
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I hear that from other property owners, people that are, small landlords like us, or people that, do property management. They're satisfied if they've got a solid tenant that pays on time. They're always there. They're not going to bump them up to, quote, market rent. They're going to, maybe bump it up a little bit. But if they're a solid tenant, they'd rather keep them than try to push that rent too much. One last piece on this. Hold that thought. Is the rent growth has actually slowed down in the last few months, is what they're tracking. So
I have felt that.
It's good to see. And, the thing that's interesting with that tracks exactly with what home prices have done now, is that, home prices got to a certain point and they've kind of flattened out a little bit, maybe gone up slightly, but we didn't, we always have this big run up from March until July, basically, and then it kind of flattens out, and that's what's happened again this year. Rent, it looks like it kind of does the same thing. You have that big run up through the summer, and then it kind of flattens out. But rents are still going up.
Yeah, a lot of people move in the summer, right? So
yeah.
It's the opportunity where people who have rentals have had the opportunity for somebody to leave and raise the rent for the next person in. So what I was going to say is, we have friends that are in an apartment, and they had a notice this summer that their rent was going up by $200 a month. And
wow, that's a big jump.
Yeah, so they did a search, and they couldn't find any other apartments available for anything similar to what they were at. So they felt sort of fortunate to be able to stay where they were. And they're in a situation where they weren't ready to buy a home, because they're actually paying more monthly than what it would cost for them to own a home.
Yeah, yeah.